Yes, I'm still here, Hollywood. Coming up on today's episode, she's an actress with a presence so striking that once you've seen her on screen, you don't forget her. Over the years, she's built a career filled with fearless choices, unforgettable characters, and performances that help define entire eras of film and television. She's bold, magnetic, and one of those rare talents who never stops surprising you, no matter the role or the genre. This is Still Here Hollywood. I'm Steve Kmetko. Join me with today's guest from Blade Runner on Buffalo Bill, actor Joanna Cassidy. Joanna, thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
You grew up on the other side of the country, right?
Yes.
What brought you to Hollywood originally?
I'll make it a short story instead of a long one. Because starting out with, I went to school in Syracuse, at Syracuse University. I was an art student. I met a man there that was a medical student. We got married at the end of my first year of studying, and he said to me, "We are going to be moving to San Francisco." Oh, wow, that's interesting. So that's across country, and I don't know anybody there. All my people are in New Jersey or New York or whatever. And he said, "Well, that's where we're going, honey." It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
And I didn't think much of it. Then he was an intern resident in San Francisco at Mount Zion Hospital. We had 2 children. I felt that the marriage was not going to work for me, and I took my children and drove to Los Angeles. Big move because I didn't know anybody there. So that was interesting, and I was a model then. But that's how I got here.
And it's worked out for you, huh?
In an interesting way, yes, it has.
How did you get into acting?
Well, in San Francisco, one of the photographers that I worked with always was doing little videos and scenarios, and he'd say, "Oh, try this, try that." And I really, I'm trying to remember, there was a comedy group there, and of course there was theater there, but I wasn't interested in that. I was an artist. I was a creative. Not that acting isn't, mind you, and the film business isn't, but I'm not necessarily a group person, and when you're acting, you've got a very large group of people. So anyway, when I landed in Los Angeles, I started modeling again just to keep afloat. And suddenly, one of the agents at the modeling agency said, this casting woman is doing a movie. Why don't you give her a call? I said, "Is that what you do? You just call people up?" He said, "Well, give it a shot. Why not?" So I did. And she said, "Come over." And I got that part.
What was the project?
That was The Laughing Policeman with Walter Matthau and Bruce Dern.
Oh. Pretty heady company for a first job.
I would say, yes.
Did you enjoy it?
I was scared to death. I didn't know what to do. I had never been on a set before, and fortunately, Bruce Dern was very generous and said, "Joanna, this is what you do. You walk over here, there's a mark, there'll be a mark, and we'll talk, and then they'll do an over the shoulder, blah, blah, blah." And he walked me through it. And they had me back, actually, to do another scene.
What do you remember that surprised you about the experience?
On that film, I guess what surprised me was that I was able to do it, and that I was able to act. I didn't study acting, so someone had told me about a man, and I cannot remember his name. It was doing some acting classes, and that was before I got that job. And I said, "Well, I'm going to try that just because I don't know that modeling is going to cut it for the rest of my life, which obviously it doesn't with people. So I had done a couple of classes there. I guess I was surprised that I could actually pull it off and remember the lines.
What you are an artist. What medium do you work in?
Well, in my garage, I have a whole setup of, oils and watercolors and things on the wall that I can work back and forth on. I wish I had a studio. That would be so much nicer, and so much easier to and much more fun to make a mess. I don't want to make a mess where my car is.
Right.
So I'll work in anything. I mean, I'll work an egg if that's what somebody wants me to do.
And what is the subject matter you usually?
I like to do portraits. I like to do. I'm into modernism. It doesn't really matter. I just float it and see what comes up in my brain. But I tend to like. I went through a period where I liked realism, and that was fascinating to me. But it's very hard. It's very detailed, and so now I like things like splash color on and play with that, and play with things like images like cubism and things like that.
Was there a moment before your first big break when you seriously considered, not pursuing acting?
Every day.
Really?
I mean, I'm still working, but every day I think like, what if I did this? And I have a really good eye in photography. I really understand how to see people. So that I've tried. I had a small landscaping company for a minute. I had an antique business for a while. I've done many, many things. I love animals. I was training animals. I also was teaching students how to act, and I guess it's okay to do that if people feel that that's part of their calling, that they want to try it out and see how it goes.
What's a misconception about your early career that you've always wanted to clear up?
That's an interesting question. A misconception about my God. I think when I came in, and I came into the business right at the end of the whole glamour, the real Hollywood times. I mean, I worked with, my second job was with Robert Ryan, and that whole group of beautiful people. They were beautiful and elegant people. I mean, you didn't go to a party unless you were dressed to the nines. That was just the look, and I loved that. All my life, my young life, I loved that. I loved going. Now, this is a side you don't know of me. Beside doing the art and all that, I also used to go to films when I was young. When I was a teenager. Not the films that my parents dropped me off at in front of that theater. I would walk down the street and go to the art theater and watch Bergman films. I loved the way people related to each other. They didn't talk so much. They just related in another way. And a misconception, gosh, I don't know. I think that at the time, I guess I was trying to say what people often thought was that beautiful actors couldn't be funny, and that's so not true. You don't have to be a character to be funny, and I think I proved that on 6 Feet Under, and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, and many other things that people really haven't seen, because I've done things. Did a series called Call Me Fitz with Jason Priestley, and that was a combined Canadian and American film or TV series. And I won 2 Canadian Emmys for that, for my part. And it was funny. So I think that's the misconception. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah.
Good.
Do you consider yourself beautiful? Because you should.
I am getting more compliments now with my white hair than I think I've ever gotten in my life. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, honestly. I hear that a lot, and I'm an old lady.
Oh, no.
No, oh yeah, but not my spirit. I have a very young spirit. I do know, but I don't know. It's constantly amazes me. But I work out. I take care of myself. So I don't know.
Do you think America has a misconception about age?
Yes. Oh, yes. People do. Of course, they determine that if you're over 50, you're old. I think that's how it goes, really. And of course, there are product lines that say, "Oh, no. You are." No, this is what you have to use if you want to be Jane Fonda, or if you want to have skin like an angel or like a baby's bottom, or say, there are all these ads. I just feel that I don't care, honestly, what people, the misconception about it. I don't care. Really, people are going to think what they're going to think.
So you don't spend a lot of time thinking about it.
I really don't. If people think that people in their 70s are old, that's unfortunate, because we're not.
Thank
we're not. You. And it really depends on your mojo. If you think of yourself as being a hot, vital human being, then you're going to be that. And whatever number you are, it doesn't matter. You are that, and you can stand out based on that, too.
Was there a performance early on that people overlooked but you loved? Or that you were particularly proud of?
There were a couple things that people know. Obviously, when I did Blade Runner, that was such an outstanding movie, which didn't catch on for many years. There were people in the industry that saw that film and went, "Oh my gosh, gotta hire her," And for a while, my career was really taking off based on that. And I did Under Fire, which didn't get seen, really. I mean, that's captured a large audience now. The phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. And based on that, I worked with Gene Hackman twice. I would have worked with him more, but he sort of retired after we worked together. So,
yeah, he slowed down
yes,
in terms of the number of projects he would take on. What made you think, okay, this is working for me here? Let's continue doing this.
I never thought that, but I never really thought about whether it was working or not. It paid my rent, and it enabled me to have a fun, interesting life. I have to say, with my kind of energy, which is a lot of it is scattered. It's a sort of, I'm an ADHD person, so it's really hard to pull it in. I am a multitasker. So in terms of something really working, I can relate this to a lot of the artists that I have studied and who never do anything else but paint that one thing over and over and over again, or stay into a movement like Picasso did. I mean, he would stay into a movement for years, and then he would go into another phase, which in his case was a blue phase. So those people, they knew from the time they were young, what they were supposed to do in life. This is a business that I really never chose. It chose me.
I'm trying to think, who did all the water lilies?
Monet.
Monet, and he painted the same
That same garden and that
over and over and over.
Again. That's right. But because he had to find it, and he wasn't satisfied. When you're an actor, you don't get to redo something over and over and over again until you get it, until you fine-tune it. It's fast and furious. You're working for somebody else. You're not working for yourself. So if you see something that you don't like on film after the fact, you go, darn it, I wish I had done that. I wish I had gone down another road. And you don't get to fine-tune it. So there's a moment of dissatisfaction and not quite happiness with what you're doing. I think being awarded things helps, but then people change their tune on the look that they want, or if like Joanna Cassidy had her moment. So let's go with, let's see, Emma Stone look. She's another redhead, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It's a whole different look. So does any of that make sense?
Yeah. Have there been scripts that came your way that you didn't get or that you really wanted?
Yeah, there were some. I was going to play Superwoman, and Linda Carter got it. And I don't know that would have been a good niche to fall into. I mean, she did a great job. She was great. And there was another one. Oh gosh, what was it? It was a period comedy. I have to think about that for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, there have been a few that I didn't get. Mm-hmm.
Back with more in a moment. If you'd like to be more involved with us at Still Here Hollywood, you definitely can. Just visit patreon.com/stillherehollywood. You can support us for as little as $3 a month. You can get our episodes a day before they post anywhere else. You can see what guests will be coming up and submit questions for them. You can even tell us what stars you want us to have on as guests. You'll see what goes on before and after the episode, plus exclusive behind-the-scenes info, pics, video, and more. Again, that's patreon.com/stillherehollywood. What was your very first reaction when you read the script to Blade Runner?
Well, I read a lot of Philip K. Dick, so I understood his writing. I understood where he was coming from. I was fascinated. I was a sci-fi person, and that was my interest. I'm a big reader. I love sci-fi. So, his direction and his comprehension of how humans work and how the world works was fascinating to me. And my agent brought me that script, and I thought, well, this is easy. I'm the only actor in town that has the snake, so it was my snake. So I thought, well, this is my job.
And you have 2 dogs now, right?
I have 5 cats.
5 cats?
And I always have multiples of animals. I adore animals. Yep.
What sparked that interest?
People in the day, and before animals really got domesticated, people used to walk with wolves. That was part of their habitat. They didn't separate. An animal like a wolf, who is so ingenious and so completely intelligent, they worked together. The wolf would lead them on to areas to plant. I mean, there was a symbiosis that went on at that, and I'm talking about obviously long, long centuries ago. But I don't think that there's something in our DNA that really, certainly mine, is not detached from that concept. I adore my animals. They're really intelligent.
5 cats, did you say?
Yes, I did. It works for me.
Does it? You must have a big litter box.
I have 4 litter boxes.
4, okay. What kind of cats are they? Are they particular
they're
breeds?
No, not at all. There's only one that is a breed, and he is a violet lynx Siamese. Quite beautiful.
I've never heard of that.
He's white, and he has 2 triangles of violet color.
Sounds beautiful.
He's gorgeous between his eyebrows and his ears, and he's quite extraordinary.
Working with Ridley Scott so early in your career, what imprint did that leave on you?
What did it leave on me? Oh, well, I mean, he was a British imprint for sure. He's very special. He's an artist. And, when someone is an artist and they see things, and he had such vision, I don't think I've ever gotten out from underneath that. Everything's fast and furious now. And like I said, I'm still working. But, he took the time to explain his vision, how he saw the characters, what he wanted from them. And even though my scene is very short and, fast-lived, it is striking in the movie.
What did you like about the whole concept of 6 Feet Under?
It was such well, I won't say a play on words, but it was such a play on bodies, I guess it was. It was just, I love dark humor, and it was just hilarious, and I just liked being that mother. And the funny thing is that the person I was talking about at the beginning of this interview did end up being a psychiatrist. So I was sort of familiar with that mindset. And I just, something about this mean mother that, or not even mean, just didn't understand the world. She just really took it in her own pace, and she did the best she could. Sometimes highly intelligent people are the stupidest people,
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Is there a behind-the-scenes moment from the set of Blade Runner that you've never shared?
Well, I don't know that I'm going to share it with you.
Okay, well, if I ask really nice.
But well, I did redo the scene going through the glass 25 years later. And then I did shoot a snake dance about 11 years ago. That's on YouTube. And it's called Zhora's Snake Dance. And then you didn't see it, but I shot falling down before I got to the glass so many times. I don't know how I didn't break every bone in my body. But the stunt guys had laid out all this, padded things, and I would run, and Ridley said, "Okay, down," and I would fall and slide, and I didn't get stunt pay on that, and I should have.
maybe you could do it retroactively.
No, that's okay. I'm a little beyond the pale.
Okay. How's it felt seeing younger generations discover your character and instantly latch onto her?
Well, what's interesting to me is that over the years, in a lot of the movies that I've seen, I see actresses replicating my character in so many ways, in a stunt way or an attitude way, or even a kind of look, severely pulled back, the look or the whole scene. I've seen it replicated, so that's really interesting to me.
Gratifying?
Yes, yes, it is. It is. I don't know that people are really good. They are seeing it again because, of course, the second Blade Runner was shot, and now they're shooting a series overseas. So it will be rediscovered all over again.
In fact, the film has only gotten bigger with time.
That's right.
People are just discovering it. In some cases.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about a cult following developing?
Who doesn't love it? I would rather it were top executives following it, but I'll take a cult. Works for me.
Do you go to Comic-Con appearances because of it?
Sometimes I do those signing things. Yes, I do.
And what do people usually say when they come up to you? Apart from, boy, are you beautiful.
Well, but a lot of people have questions. A lot of people ask me to say I'm right on top of that rose. They're just very appreciative and very grateful. Some people say I had one girl that that became an ENT after they saw me in 240 Robert, and she became that. I've inspired people to go on to different jobs that have had to do with a character that I've portrayed, which is really cool. I love that.
Who did you work with that really made an impact on you and
Well,
how you look at life?
aside from Gene Hackman, I have to say that, of the females, Rachel Griffith in 6 Feet Under was very impactful. She was an amazing actress. I mean, to the point where she was so...
Australian, right?
NIDA. It used to really piss me off because they have a certain way of interacting with actors once they get on the set. It's sort of actor studio kind of way. I think she was Mensa. I know Gina Davis was Mensa, is Mensa. She was very good. I'm trying to think. I'll think about that.
Okay. You've moved between comedy and drama effortlessly, I might add. What does each give you as a performer?
Well, timing is everything.
Yes.
And you've got to work it. You've got to understand that. You have to be able to hear it. I don't like to talk fast. I like to think about things. So comedy to me is much harder, like the way they rattle off things. In the new James Brooks movie, Ella McKay, they talk so fast. I know that I could never do that. I couldn't do that. I just don't talk like that. I don't think that's funny. I think, even though Albert Brooks is in that, and he is a riot, to me, he's outstanding in that movie. He's talking fast too, but he also is very grounded. With comedy, I find that, at least I will speak for myself, that I tend to fly out of my mind when I'm doing it. It makes me so high. I literally almost have an out-of-body experience when I have to get the lines out that fast. Drama, you can, it's going back to the Bergman films, you can take a moment. You can stare at someone for 20 seconds before you say something. So that by the time it's come out of your mouth, you really mean it. And I like that. But of course, if you're saying things fast and you're not thinking about it, you're going to say what you really mean too. Sometimes to a very bad ending.
Who do you admire who's on the scene today, actors and... Is there anybody who you'd say, "Oh, they're in this film, I'll go see that"?
Yeah, I'll see anything with Emma Stone in it.
Will you?
Yeah. There are so many new actors now, a lot of foreign actors that I just adore. Now, she doesn't do much anymore, but I would always go to see something that Jessica Lange was in.
She seems to be working a lot more in television these days.
That was her last, I won't say her last hurrah, because I know she'll come back again, but yes, that seems to be a direction. But that's good, because she can kind of command and say where she wants to shoot it, and so on. So
when.
She makes her life comfortable, and she should. And she's worked very, very hard. Really hard.
And she has 2 Oscars to show for it.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, she is a very talented actress. What's the greatest lesson television taught you?
Be on time. Know your lines.
Hit your marks.
Mm-hmm. And don't think about the process. Know your lines so well that when you get there, you have an opportunity to play with the other actor. Otherwise, you're struggling.
Is there a character you played who changed you personally in some way?
No.
No?
No, nothing's changed me.
Nothing has changed you?
Not at all. I'm still I'm the, shall I say, curmudgeon? I'm not a curmudgeon, though. I'm still the girl from New Jersey.
Just a girl from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You've worked with some of the biggest names in the business, Gene Hackman being one of them. Mm-hmm. Who taught you something that you'll carry with you, or that has stuck with you?
Well, funny. I mean, you mentioned Gene, but when I did that film Under Fire with Nolte, I watched his process. Of course, his process is quite unique. But this was a man that lived that character. He didn't play at it. He lived it.
Unique in a good way, his process.
Well, a difficult way for him and sometimes the other actors, because he would be so much in character. You go, where is Nick? Where is the actor that I'm working with here? Who is this guy? But it's all right. Everybody does their thing. You just have to be very accepting of what it is and try to find a place with them. He was one. I'm trying to think of someone else that I loved Bob Hoskins. He was great. He was so approachable and funny. There are a lot of people that...
You worked with him in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to be on all the time. You can take a break and and enjoy your day. But then again, it really just depends. I like to have fun. It doesn't mean that I'm not serious. I think that life is serious enough. You don't have to make it rough. You don't have to make it anxious. There was an acting teacher that said one time, you don't have to be crazy to be good. Whatever that means.
We'll be back for more in a moment. What's a risk that you took that paid off? Driving down to Los Angeles sounds like to me.
Yes, you're right. I think just thinking that I could be in this business, it's huge. No one in my family, no relative, no one ever even entered that arena or thought about it. And then come to find out years later that both my mother and my sister had wanted to be actors.
Really?
I didn't find that out until I was in my 50s. And all this information came out. I just went, really? Well, you should have done it.
Is that your motto about life? Is that what you stick to, your creed?
Yeah.
If you want to do something, do it?
Well, yes, because it really gives you an out. If there's something that interests you, don't fiddle around. Get to it. I mean, make sure you've done all the other, the little things that you want to do, but I think find something you love and go deep with it.
Well, it's been said many times, if you find a job that you like, you'll never work a day in your life, something along those lines. I'm probably screwing it up, but...
Yeah. Well, because you're not working at it. There's the verb, to work at something. You do, yeah. You don't work at something you love. You just do it. You happen along the line of that thing that you've chosen.
How was it working with Dabney Coleman?
Well, I just went to a memorial for Dabney not too long ago, a few months ago, and I did a lot with him. I did 2 movies with him, and then, of course, he was fabulous. He was fabulous. Oh. Then comedy-wise, I have never, with the exception of, interestingly enough, Jason Priestley was a riot to work with, and a great director. Really great. But Dabney was so highly intelligent, funny. He was wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't words to describe what a genius he was.
Do you remember a moment when you first thought, this is going to be an interesting day on set?
No, I don't. I don't remember that because to me, anything that was interesting was terrifying. So if it was a big scene or, something that was complicated, that involved a great deal of emotion, some people would call that interesting. I could never really separate myself that much. To me, it was terrifying.
If it was terrifying, how did you get past that? To get the work out? Well,
I don't think we should really talk about my many, many nervous breakdowns. I'm kidding. I've just been, I guess, one of those people that if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And if I'm hired, I'm going to do it. I have to do the job. I can't run away from that. So that's sort of my philosophy.
You've reinvented yourself many times. What's the key to staying creatively alive?
I think what really matters, and it's pretty basic. It's simple. I believe you have to keep exercising. I think you have to eat well. I think you have to take care of your physicality, and you have to stay grounded. You have to stay stable, because it's too easy to disintegrate in a creative world. In the sense that you can allow people's judgments or their non-interaction with you as something that's horrible. You just have to accept the times and move along with it and flow like a river.
Is there anything you wish somebody had told you when you were younger? Any piece of advice you'd been given?
Well,
Or that you knew now?
Adam Arkin wrote a book about a man that was his mentor and his savior, basically someone that he met along the line that schooled him in the art of being okay. And I kept that. I still have that book. It's an old book, and I have dragged it with me in every move that I've ever made, and the pages are worn out. I've written on them and folded them, and I think it's really nice if you can find someone to hold your hand through your process. And those kinds of people are not easy to find.
Who's held your hand?
I have to say, for many, many of the decades that I've been through, I didn't have anyone holding my hand. And maybe part of that is because of my independence. I just felt like, no, I gotta do this myself. As I said to somebody the other day, I'm not needy, I'm wanty. So, and I'm not. And yet I've had to look at all sides of that self-proclamation, because I think it's okay to be needy in this business. I think it's okay to want a hand, and it's all right to declare it as well. I wish I had reached out more. I think that someone like a Bruce Dern, who held my hand in that first movie, I wish I had stayed in contact with him. Actually, we sort of did. We've done 3 movies together now, and we have one movie that is coming out. It's called Homebound.
Do you know Laura Dern?
Mm-hmm. I knew Diane. Yep.
You just lost her not long ago.
Yep.
Is there a chapter of your life that you'd love to turn into a memoir?
I guess, yeah. I think so. I think people would be interested in reading my life. I do.
You've always kind of carried a strong, confident presence. Where does that come from?
My father.
Yes.
Big Irish guy. He really believed in himself. And he didn't have a lot at all, but he told the truth. He said exactly how he felt about you. If he didn't like you, you knew it. He took care of things. Took
What
care
did he
of business. Oh, he did many things. He worked for a company called RCA for many years, and then he worked for a chemical company. He had his own printing company, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he worked for the mafia, I don't know.
How has your relationship with Hollywood changed over the years?
I think my relationship with Hollywood is just, I've become more of an observer rather than a participant. And it's not saying that I don't participate, because I'm at every screening that they have now. I'm over the hill every night going to a screening because I love film. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Have you seen this new movie with Ethan Hawke?
No, not H. No, I haven't. I have not.
It's called Blue Moon.
No, I have not.
No?
Should I see that?
It's interesting. It's a lot of dialogue.
Okay.
Most of it takes place in a bar where he's talking to a bartender
Okay.
about his life. As the lyricist Lorenz Hart of Rodgers and Hart. It's an interesting, I guess you'd call it a character study, and the difficulties he encountered.
Kind of like My Dinner with Andre.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I love that. That's what Bergman did. Two people talking. Yeah, I think that's. I will see that. Thank you for telling me about it.
Blue Moon is the name of it. And there's been a lot of awards talk already. He has to carry the whole damn movie.
But he probably wrote it, right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Help yourself. What do you prefer, television or film?
I just like good good writing. It doesn't matter now. There used to be a stigma with it, but it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, there did used to be a stigma. What brings you the most joy today?
Probably my animals.
What is it about animals that you cling to?
They're a comfort. Many people use them as a touchstone, as something that is their nature. And if you want to say it's their job, you could do that too. But I think that's the exchange that people have. There's so much we don't know right now about the world and how the workings of the world. I feel like that's really not been delved into. But I know that all through the decades, again, my animals have been my source of joy. I mean, I had parrots for a while, and I've always had dogs. I relate to that.
There was a young woman sitting on the plane across from me yesterday who had her French bulldog with her. And it's a little jarring at first because they don't seem to require you to carry them in a,
Carrier.
carrier.
Yeah.
And he was just on a leash. And he was so attentive to her. And I found myself being envious because I have two dogs and I usually have to leave them at home. But I know where the comfort comes from, Back to the business. What's the most surprising thing a director ever asked you to do?
Surprising thing. I don't think there's been anything surprising, really. Not really, because you read the script and you see where they're going. I think that if I had worked with a director like Nick Rogue or Adrian Lyon, who always took his actors another 1,000 steps ahead of where they thought they were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't worked with anyone like that. In fact, I find it interesting because a lot of directors will not come over to me and talk to me. They'll just say again, let's do it one more time. Maybe I'm off-putting, I don't know.
I doubt that.
Okay.
Adrian Lyne, I believe, didn't he do Fatal Attraction?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That was quite a film.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of roles excite you now?
Well, I don't get offered the roles that I would love to do. Helen Mirren gets them all. so, but anyway, that would be the kind of thing like Helen and Mobland. I would love to do something like that. But I have another film that was just out called Killing Faith, and that was a period piece. It was a Western horror movie with Guy Pearce and Bill Pullman and DeWanda Wise, and that was a blast to do. Loved that. Played a woman driving a wagon across the country to hunt for gold. So I'll do anything.
Guy Pearce is another Australian.
Yeah, there are a lot of Australians. Oh, yeah.
They have a good industry down there, good film industry. What are you proudest of when you look back over your entire career?
Well, I'm just going through it now because I have very good files that I have kept over the years, but I forget to look at them. And my Emmys and my Golden Globe and my Oscar from Spain sort of sit in a cabinet. I don't look at them, so I really don't. I don't think much about it. But if I write this book, I'm going to have to delve into my past.
That's hard.
It's hard.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I think so too.
Is there something that no longer concerns you, or you no longer care about, that used to keep you up nights? You kind of go with the flow, don't you?
I do. I think that my concern is for the world. It's really outside of myself now. That's what I find the direction I go in. I'm concerned about humanity, and overpopulation, and loss of parks and
Green spaces.
yeah. That's my concern.
Can I ask how your dating life is?
You can.
And what'll you tell me?
Well, I am dating someone. I'm dating actually he's a widow, and it's really interesting because I didn't date for a long time.
How come?
I just honestly I don't know. It just didn't enter my life, and Lord knows I'm out there.
Oh, really? You're
Well,
open.
Sure, I'm always looking. But this man I ran into a year ago, and it's going well.
Does he have a name?
He does.
Do you care to share it or no?
Oh gosh, where is this going to air?
Just, a podcast, it airs on YouTube and things of that nature. And a podcast channel.
I'm so private. Well, his name is Alan Hamill, who was married to Suzanne Summers for many years.
Did you know Suzanne?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is that awkward at all? Or does it...
Not at all. Not for me.
Okay. I think that's all I have to ask you. Is there anything that you'd like to talk about that I have somehow overlooked or missed?
Well, I'll just talk about what's coming out. I just did a movie with Pedro Pascal for Disney, and I can't talk about it because it's a big secret.
Okay. That's Disney.
Right. And then I did another movie with Beverly D'Angelo called Other Hand, and that will be coming out in a few months. And then as I said, The Killing Faith, you can find streaming. The Homebound will be coming out with Bruce Dern. And so I'm busy.
You are busy.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't here today, where would you be? What would you be doing?
I would be at my bungee class.
Bungee class?
Yep.
Going to new heights?
And
jumping?
Yes. I love it.
Really? Mm-hmm. Where do you take a bungee class?
There's Airfit Bungee in Burbank. Yep. And I just love it. I love being suspended like that. I love the feeling of... It's like being on a swing. I don't know whether when you were a kid you ever went out to not a swing, but a single rope, and you held on to it and you spun yourself around. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I remember in high school you had to climb a rope that was tied to the ceiling of the gymnasium.
Well, there you go.
And that scared the hell out of me. But I did it.
You did it. And it's that kind of thing. You know, it's two pieces of a gadget that you strap around yourself and you fly. I like to fly.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in today.
You're welcome.
And continued success in your career and your artistry. I love your earrings. Is that turquoise?
It is. It's I like a one
Beautiful.
earring thing. That's my deal.
Okay.
Whatever it means, in which I switch at sides. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still Here Hollywood is a production of the Still Here Network. All things technical run by Justin Zangerly. Theme music by Brian Sanashin. And executive producer is Jim Lichtenstein.